Good evening, everybody. It's your man, PSTOCK. This is iHipHopTV one-on-one. As usual, we got another great independent artist here. Blow your mind away. You know, we're gonna get into that in a second. But right now, got to shout out Dark Diva, shout out Aladdin 19, shout out all the fam. Big Lex Luger, JP Jones, Gulf Coast, Promotions, Clarence Thompson, the whole crew down there making it happen. You know, big shout out to 2K Kent, Young NAZ with the new video releases. Check them out. Catch them on here on iHipHopTV. Go down below, smash the like button, and hit subscribe. So you'll be alerted when we drop all those jewels. But tonight we got an artist that's transplant. That's been the whole. Seems like with all the artists coming up, they're all moving into Atlanta. Everybody, that's the focus. Used to be New York or LA. Now everybody's going into Atlanta to get it done, you know, and we ain't mad at them for it. But tonight we have Real and Explicit. That's right, y'all. Y'all didn't hear me. Y'all know it. Real and Explicit. Check her out. Everybody, we have Real and Explicit on tonight. You know, that's hot. That was Savage. You know, one of her singles that's out there. You definitely got to check it out. Get over and check it out. Real and Explicit. You know, I mean, we're going to get into that too. But right now, hey, let the viewers know where you're from and how long you've been doing music.
From the DMV, Temple Hills, Maryland, PG County. Right now I moved to the A, and I've been doing music career-wise for 4 years, going into 5, but I been involved in music since I was like 3 to 6 years old. So music has been around me all my life, but I picked up on it seriously 2016, 2017. So I just been going strong.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So like we was discussing earlier, you made the move from the DMV to the A. You know, how has that transition been? How is that?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. It definitely took a huge toll on my emotions, and it's not necessarily from being homesick. Just finding out some bad news, and then just trying to find my flow here and trying to get my head back to being straight and being focused. And then being here with the label, it's been kind of, I know it's a new beginning of a new chapter, and not, those transitions aren't always as smooth or as beautiful as we all probably expected. And I did expect that, and it didn't go like that. It's kind of been a hard transition. Like I said, it wasn't out of being homesick. It's just more so just like finding your way in the unknown. You know, if you don't have no real direction or map into the unknown, it takes a little toll on you. But lately I had to just gather my strength and I gotta just work around it and do my best, because it was a hard transition. I've only been here, tomorrow will make it 2 weeks.
Okay.
And rough. I will tell you, I had a few mental breakdowns, more so emotional breakdowns. I've been talking to a lot of my friends from back at home, one of my homegirls almost every day just to keep my sanity because
You out there by yourself? You don't have nobody? You mentioned the label. Are you down there with the label or on the label or what's going on?
yeah, down here with the label and stuff, but I did have a few people I knew before I came up here that live out here. So I'm not alone, but if they're busy and I have no one to go out with, I'm just kind of in the house alone or on FaceTime with one of my friends back at home if they're not asleep or nothing. So, and I have a church up here too. So I'm not alone necessarily, but it's hard when you haven't found your consistent group of people to be around, not like an entourage, but like people that is within your same lane, on the same path, that are always down to, be out and about and network and stuff like that. It's kind of hard.
Right, right. Are you doing showcases and stuff down out there?
Other than the one that I did with Dark Diva, shout out to her. No, because apparently the label told us that we can't perform right now, which is also been bothering me because I know that it's important to do that.
Right.
Still also being under independent label, but also being an independent artist, But I understand where they're coming from, but in the meantime, if we're not doing that much, I feel like we should still be, performing. So I've been not trying to stir the pot, but I've been fiending to perform because I've been on Eventbrite. Like, I just want to sign up for everything on here.
Right, right, right. I got you. I got you. So in Atlanta, I guess it'll come. You only been out there 2 weeks. You'll get acclimated. There's a lot of showcases and shows going on down there. So I'm sure you're gonna get right in and get right up the step. So back home, growing up when you got into music, you've been doing for a long time. Who were some of your influences? That got you on your way.
um, if you know me or heard my music, my is obvious, but my biggest influence is Rihanna.
Okay.
That's the first artist I listened to, and I follow her story from when she moved over here from Barbados and auditioned for Def Jams and then got signed at 18 and been following her ever since, even into her business now. So Rihanna is one of my top major influences in my music and even also as an entrepreneur. It wasn't necessarily anybody from back at home necessarily, other than maybe Rico Nasty. I like how different she is and how she owns her truth about being that emo punk, rocker that she is.
Right.
And I have an edgy style too, not as emo and punkish as hers is. Mine has more neon boldness and swag to it, but it has an edginess to it. But I respect her as an influence because she stayed to herself. She didn't let the industry change her. She didn't let Atlantic change her. And she continues to be her normal weird self. That's how she started off, and that's how she's going to continue. Um, I would say Missy Elliott's probably an influence too because of her bars, but also because she produces it. She got that womanly swag about her too, and
Right.
she always stuck to her guns and became a serious legend.
Oh yeah.
And lastly, I would say is Cardi, because me and Cardi are both Libras and we're both left-handed, so that's just my sis automatically. But she her being an underdog and going forget platinum, her song went Bodak went diamond, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and just knowing where she started as just being funny on Instagram and Vine to loving hip hop to now, and then being a mom and being married, and then she's doing her thing, and then the confidence that she exudes in herself as quirky and as funny and loud she is, that's how I am too. So
Right.
all four of those women play a different part in my influences, whether it's from the music to the look to the ambition to the creativity to the confidence and just being yourself. All four of those women, I would say, play a huge part.
Right. Right. That's big. So, how much of all of these artists that you just mentioned do you include in your creative processes? Do you think about you know them, and whenever you're creating something, or it's all on you?
It's more so all on me. I think my those influences come in my tone of sound and my style and a little bit of my flow. But when I'm writing, it's all from me because I know everybody creates differently, everybody writes differently and stuff. So I write. I don't know how they write, but I know I write in a poetic way. That's what got me into rapping. I used to write poetry a lot when I was in like middle school, high school.
Yes.
So I don't necessarily think about them when I do create because I want it to be 100% originally me, but how it sounds, it may remind you of Rihanna, or the play on words may remind you of Missy. Or if I make a beat and I tell you I made a beat, oh, true, Missy makes beats. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's kind of where the influences may show up more so in the final product, but in the production part, nah, it's just strictly me.
That's you. Well,
Hmm.
are there producers that you working with out there, or you do your own production? You play instruments as well? I see in the video
Um,
you had the guitar. Do you really play the guitar?
oh, in the Savage video.
Yeah, the Savage video.
No, that was a prop. I
Prop.
tried
That was a
to learn.
prop. Okay.
I tried, y'all. I tried to learn how to play the guitar without the long nails back in high school, and guitar is not for me. But I would dabble on piano. But I kind of just moved into making beats, and I found my niche more so making beats and just piecing beats and sounds together. I like a puzzle. I kind of found more of an enjoyment in doing that. I used to play clarinet. At one point we did violin and I did the recorder, if you want to count that. But I did clarinet for like 4 or 5 years. But I moved away from it, and I don't know if I can even read sheet music anymore like I used to. But making beats is the main thing. Instrument wise, I would say I do, but I can't play the guitar. I
Oh,
ain't
you
going
do
even.
you do make beats? You do your producer? What you use?
Yeah, funny thing. Okay, so funny thing is, the beat to Savage, I actually made the beat.
Okay.
So that's why you hear Damn Ray was that. That's my tagline when I want to make a beat or two, but I still want to sharpen my skill in it. There's a few songs I had to master myself kind of, or mix it myself. Um so I wouldn't say I'm full on engineer producer. I just know that if I need to DIY, I know enough to DIY if I need to. If I'm
Right.
not comfortable, I'll have somebody else do it who does it, or
Right.
I'll just learn myself and we'll just work it out. But yeah, Savage, I actually did make that beat. That beat is 100% made by me.
Okay. What did you use to create it?
Garage Band, and I'm a
Garage
proud person.
band. Okay.
I use GarageBand. I have to get back into FL because FL is not hard, but it is more technical. But so you have to spend more time with it, like on YouTube and stuff, to learn it, which I can take the time to do so. I have to make that schedule for myself tomorrow, anyways, to actually go back into my vlogging and producing and stuff because I do want to keep it sharp. But um, for the time being, I was using GarageBand. There's actually two other songs I made the beats to too. So it's something I do and a dabble in. You know, Travis Scott does it, and he's still an artist. So
Yeah. Yeah.
if Kanye did it, anybody could do it. You know, so
Yeah. Yeah. You just gotta
I'm trying to.
understand music, and I mean you
Yeah,
don't even today you don't really gotta understand music. You know.
but if you're gonna be an artist, you want to understand music. If you want that, if you want your music to actually touch somebody
Yeah.
and resonate with somebody and relate,
Yeah.
outside of all this cat we hear in everybody's music,
Yeah.
you want to be able to still study other outlets outside of you being a rapper or a singer. You want to be able to, like me, I can do both. You know, not everybody can sing, but hey, if you want to dabble, you can use auto tune and make it and finesse it. Megan don't really sing, but she can do a little something they can use to make it a dope song. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them can't fully sing, but if you can carry something, make it work. Just it's about making yourself versatile
Yeah.
to yourself because you don't want to just be a rapper. Then you're stuck as a rapper. They're gonna keep you in that box. And me, I always wanted to be outside of the box. I didn't want to be in a box. I didn't want to be in a genre. I didn't want to be in a particular category of a female artist, let alone a black female artist. I wanted to do what I felt led to do for myself, which is creating a difference. So
Yeah. Yeah. And that's big, and I respect that. You know, and that's good because that's all building, and it gives you another skill. You can produce other artists. You know, later on
mm-hmm.
down the line, you know, you can get into that. And how has, and I asked this question to a lot of artists too out there that come through. How has the pandemic treated you? I mean, how did things work for you during the pandemic? Did it slow you down, or you just took everything online more to the social media and able to get some writing in and some production in, or what happened?
uh, it didn't slow me down. It did challenge, but it didn't slow me down. I think the pandemic brought out the serious beast and hustler in me that I knew was in there.
Mm-hmm.
I created my clothing line from the pandemic. I created my podcast from the pandemic on top of pushing the mess out of my music before I got signed. So the pandemic definitely strengthened me, and that's why when I came here, I'm like, all right, snap out of it, because you already know how you can work and how you can rock. It's just because there's a slight restriction. It's been messing with my mind on like, okay, like what can I do right now? And I want to be that rebellious person in a good way and just do me. Like,
Right. Right.
so go back to doing what I was doing when the pandemic was happening, because the thing is, being in Atlanta, because everything is so accessible and everything's open, it is so easy, especially me not being from here and this music I have, I know people can find out about me quick around here. But because of a slight
Yeah.
restriction, it's been hurting my soul that I can't do what I want to do. And that's why I've been having a lot of emotional turmoil, because of the fact of like, I know what I can do. What I did back at home, I can bring it here times two, and I know that. But trying not to step on anybody's toes and cause conflict, but starting to get the feeling that I'm gonna have to just shake some stuff up a little
Oh, you
bit.
got to. You know, it's
I might have to bet on myself and shake some stuff up, like, and just hope God for the best, and just hope that He has my back and that no legal issues happen. But me being me and me being the go-getter person that I am by spirit, it's not even by, oh, because I want to do whatever I want to do. No, it's because I'm drawn to perform. It's not like me going up and make a fool of myself to get attention. I'm drawn to do that because the message in my music, somebody needs to hear it. So to tell somebody like me not to perform, just it, my brain goes like this. It's like, what does that mean?
yeah.
What is that supposed to mean? Like,
Yeah,
like,
I know being in DC back in the DMV that hurt because during the summers there's always a lot of events to perform at, you know, especially outdoors. You know, there's a lot of events. So
yeah, but that downtime didn't even like that. Not performing at the time in DC was also by my choice. I didn't feel like it because I already knew that showcase time in DC. I already knew the chapter was closed, so I focused on building extra extremities of myself, which is the podcast and clothing line.
smart,
So I wasn't too bummed about us not performing. I performed in DC and other places for 4 years straight. Didn't bother me. I had enough experience out there. It was a matter of, okay, where can we go from here? And that's why I built those two branches. And I want to add a third, which is eventually building my own independent label. So, and I have one prospective artist for that, but everything has to line up and have the money and all that stuff behind it. That's why I'm like, I need to go out here and still do for me outside of being an artist, because I got to recruit for my podcast. I got to get connections to my clothing line. I got to, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was kind of hard. I think honestly, me moving to Atlanta actually hit me harder than the pandemic. And that pandemic lasted for a year, and I've only been here for 2 weeks.
yeah,
And being here for 2 weeks has been hitting me harder because of the restrictions that I never had back at home. So
yeah.
I,
That
it,
I can see everything that you're saying, especially with that. You know, you was already making that move. So, how like before you moved to Atlanta, was you going down there? You know, experiencing the scenes that was happening down there.
I've performed. This is not my first rodeo in Atlanta. This is just my first time living here permanently. But I've been here for plenty of performances. I was here for almost a whole week with my friend I'm staying with right now,
Right.
and got some stuff done. Got a video and a song and stuff done. Made connections. Had an interview and stuff like that. Like, so I've been here enough to kind of know the ropes. That's why. And that was during the time where label and all that was not even on my radar at the time.
Right.
So making those moves easily, well, yeah, easily and smoothly, to actually being in the area officially and not being able to fully do it, it just throws the equilibrium off a little bit.
Right.
So yeah, I had way more rain even when I did come out here several times to perform. Like I did Too Hot Radio, I did a performance with Wealth Nation. I was out here for another performance, and then the one week when I did other work and didn't perform, but I did other work too. So now being here, the place I knew I was supposed to be in,
Mm-hmm.
and having a game plan 2 years ago what I was going to do here when I got here, and now being here and things took a different turn, I'm just like
Yeah, different.
trying. Who I'm trying to be as obedient as possible, but it hurts because I'm not a person that lives on restriction or limits.
Right. And I can imagine, you know, out there you're gonna meet tons of people that's not native in land. You know, you're gonna meet tons of them. We already know because everybody's headed out there. You know, and that's smooth. You know, me, not for me. I'll come visit. You know, so yeah, not for me. You know, but that's good. That's good. So when did you decide? You know, back in the DMV when everything, when you what you was doing and on your path, when did you decide that you were gonna go and totally independent professional and make music your career, your choice, and what influenced that?
I would tell everybody this all the time. Like, me and this person, we're not friends anymore. We're not close no more. But I will always say and give shout out to one of a good old friend of mine, Lala. She not Lala Anthony, but her nickname is Lala. It's short for her real name, but that's government. But
Mm-hmm.
she's the one who heard my first song and immediately could hear, nah, Ray got something. I don't know what nobody else talking about, but she's got something. And she immediately wanted to help. And she was my first manager actually and helped me get the confidence I needed to be that artist that she saw in me. And that was the influence behind me picking it up. I think I also had an idea to do this professionally and do it as a career, but didn't have nobody guiding me, didn't have no way to start it off, didn't have anything at the time. Mind you, I was 2016, I was a sophomore in college. I was like 18 going on 19, but 2017 was like 19 going on 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So you talking about a 20-year-old and a 19-year-old not knowing what the hell they doing, but knowing that there's a vision to follow. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
we just kind of flow with that. And to be honest, if it wasn't for her, I would have still got there. But I feel like if it wasn't for her believing in me and having that faith and confidence in me, I might not be fully where I am right now. I might still be halfway here. I probably wouldn't even be here in Atlanta either
Mm-hmm.
because I I wouldn't say I didn't have the confidence in front of cameras because I always was photogenic. I was never shy of the camera,
Mm-hmm.
but I know as an artist, you still had to still work the camera, and she helped me with that because she was a model.
Mm-hmm.
So she helped me build that confidence, build myself as an artist. Um, I used to be called Blu-ray Champ, I know, but
I was gonna ask you that. That was what I'm getting to next. Your moniker.
listen. I did not give myself that name. A friend of mine did because he said, "Well, when you spit, it's clear, it's straight to the point. Even with the wordplay, you still know what you're referencing."
Right,
So he said you should be Blu-ray, but Blurae. And that was like I didn't have a name, so I said, "Well, shoot, I'll go with that."
right.
And I rolled with it. I made it something for me, but I got to a point in 2018. Uh, another old friend of mine, she kind of sent me a long passive aggressive message. Basically, bottom line was she felt like me being Blu-ray wasn't me, and she felt like I wasn't being my true self. And I'm not gonna hold you, I was mad,
Right.
but I started crying because I was like, maybe she's right. Maybe this isn't me. Maybe what I'm rapping about isn't me. And I wasn't capping, but I was doing it for the fun. I was just my first song called Flexing was a fun song because the beat was rocking. So I was just making some bars to flow with the beat. I know that I don't kill nobody. I know that I'm not showing my body off to no dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking their girl. I know all that. I just thought it was a fun song to start off with. But I did have to humble myself and I did have to find who am I as an artist because that leads that opens the door to everything and that helps you find your I guess way on your path. So that's when I dropped the BLU and kept Ray. But I was like, okay, but Ray gotta mean something. Ray's my nickname for my real name. So
Okay.
it's just like, okay, it's gotta be more powerful than that. So I came up with Real and Explicit.
Okay.
And here we are, Real and Explicit. And I've been pumping out good vibes and good music with good bars with good crankage. But I can do every type of level of music except for country. I hate country so much. I'm sorry. No disrespect to no country fans, but I just can't. My ears, just the frequency of it, it don't resonate. I can't do it. The only person I can do country from is Beyonce when she did My Daddy Said Shoot from Lemonade. That's the only country song I can handle. Anything else,
Right.
But I knew that once I changed my name to that, it opened doors to all the different melodies and sounds and tones I have in me. And people told me, "Oh, you should just sing, or why don't you just do this?" Why should I? Why? What is this thing of we have to be in a genre, or we have to do this one section of music? No, if I got 30 voices and them 30 voices crank, then we gonna use all 30 voices and put some good music out.
Exactly.
I don't want to just sing. I don't want to just rap. I want to do everything that God placed in me. I want to do it, and I want to give it with no limits. That's why it's been bothering me since I've been here.
Oh, but that's good, and I like to hear that. And your music shows it. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
So
you.
you're not afraid to go out there. Don't be afraid, and you're not to think outside that box. You know, to come at them hard with outside that box. You know, give it to them all through all that way. Where'd you go to college at? You mentioned you went to college. Where'd you go to college?
I went to Frostburg State
Frostburg.
University.
Okay.
Once a Bobcat, always Bobcat.
Yeah. Frostburg, ain't that up in the mountains?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's up in the mountains. Yeah.
Yeah, you get snow, man. You just don't know what you're gonna get in Frostburg.
Yeah. A lot of snow.
Yeah, a lot of snow. When it snows, it's gonna snow, and it usually don't stop for like 2-3 days. But Frostburg was a cool experience. College is college. You learn about life and people. That's it. The only reason why I feel like college is important, other than I feel like it's a scam, but
Yeah.
It definitely teaches you about life. In my opinion, it does prepare you for life. It does. I will definitely agree with that, especially when it comes to living amongst other people.
Right.
You get to learn what traits to look for, what red flags, who actually to trust and who not to be around. So you do learn a lot in college, but outside of it being a scam, it definitely is a good way to set up yourself for life. And I will give college that. But I did radio, so technically speaking, I didn't have to go to college. But I mean,
you did broadcast journalism. Was that your major?
I did radio personality.
What's radio personality?
Mm-hmm.
I guess is that another form of broadcast journalism, maybe? Yeah,
it's kind of like a track under broadcast journalism, but the way they have it set up there, they consider it radio personality under the mass communication track. So I don't know, Frost was weird, but and that's where my podcast was birthed from. Our intern credit, we had our own like shows we got to set up in the little practice studios. Right. And a year later, I was like, well, let me just bring it home and help independent artists get seen and heard, and that's what I did. Definition Jams. Period.
Okay. So I did that. I did digital radio for a while and everything in my way. I went to Temple, and I went to Temple in film and media arts, but I was already working in film, working on film projects and everything beforehand. And I went in there, and then that branched off, and I got into radio and brought video and film into the radio booth, into the radio stations, and taking it out. So I got to experiment and do a lot of stuff in Philly with it. So I understand what you mean. And I did the digital radio for a couple of years when I was out in the DMV. I did digital radio. Yeah, I had that going. I was embedded on a couple websites, professional websites and everything. So it's big. So it's real interesting, to do. And I like to hear that as an artist too. So that gives you a lot of lanes to go in and do what you got to do.
I want to explore them so bad.
Out in the A, are you catching up with any radio shots out there? With the stations or any?
No.
You might have to do a country station maybe.
Oh God. Oh God. I haven't yet because it's still kind of, even though I've read my contract, it's still kind of like up in the air kind of. So it's like I kind of feel like I'm walking on eggshells where I want to do all of that, which I'm still going to do so, but without causing any issues. That's why when they said we couldn't perform, it hurt because I was like, so I'm supposed to just sit here and just wait for somebody to find out about me.
Yeah, couldn't perform. Why? What's the reasoning behind that? Not that, I'm not sure who you signed with, but what's the reason? Do they want to develop more music on you, or they want you to
It's
have a different direction?
I think it's more so because now that we are a group, I'm in a girl group, and they
Okay.
got 4 solo female artists together in a group.
Right.
So because we're signed under them and we're a brand under them, things for us in a way kind of start over,
Okay.
but with them. So we have all of our rest of our music, but now that we're under them, it's kind of under and on their terms when we should be seen. And that's understandable as a brand protection situation and also just being a representation of their brand. It makes sense because you don't have a situation where we go to perform and then the performance doesn't go well and then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they go to bio and see that we're signed and they're like, oh, they signed and their performance went like this, you know what I'm saying? So it also protects them too. So I understand the logic and the perspective behind it and the perception of it. But at the same time, if we're not performing with you all right now as a group, because you signed for individual solo artists, and that's how we were before we signed y'all as an independent label. Now, this is just me. I'm not going against what they're doing, but it's just me.
Yeah.
It's not out of doing what you want to do, but at the same time, I feel like it's going to build more power when the 4 of us are still out performing. Maybe not dropping new music under ourselves, but performing what we have and still keeping our faces out there. Because unless somebody follows us on Instagram, they don't know we're in a group, and we might not even mention it when we perform. We're going to be out there representing ourselves, which is reasonable. But if we're still performing, we're also still building our fan bases. And if we're still building our fan bases and then coming together,
Right.
that to me is more powerful because now everything we built when we used to perform before things kicked off with the label comes together.
Yes. Yes.
And it's not like a situation where we're hidden on the radar. No one knows about us because people already don't really know about us before we got signed. Because I mean, people do that buzz we build. People do know about, but it doesn't mean the whole world knows about us. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if we're not there doing that with them yet, I feel like in the meantime, instead of us just not doing it and only relying on studio time, we should still individually still want to promote ourselves because we are still 4 brands coming together, you know?
Right.
So that's why it's kind of been bothering me. And it's
Check your
like,
contract and make sure that you know it's worded like that because you are your separate brand. So, what you're saying that they're not allowing you to do your podcast either.
well, they're actually working on something where they're building for us to have all that included. So that way we can just come in there when we want to, which is lit. But if the building's not done, I can't do my podcast. But I already have a plan B for that anyway. It's just a matter of income. So it's a lot of things that's just like not really because of them fully, but it's a lot of things that's kind of out of whack that has been pieced yet because I just trying to figure it out. And there's other things
Yeah.
too that kind of forces me not to be able to have a job right now. So it's just like
Did
I don't know for me at this point.
are they paying your living expenses right now, or they picked that up? So I want to ask you this. I don't know if you know about all 4, but did you have an attorney present when you signed? Did you have an attorney look over the contract, or
But I did have myself and my parents read it.
y'all not
Um,
attorneys?
yeah, no, but I'm like, we was gonna get it to a lawyer, but I don't think they answered or something. Like something kind of happened, and I don't know, it just didn't work out. But we were allowed to ask some questions like that, and the other girls got their people to read it, and one of the girls brought up a concern that their lawyer or somebody legal to read, the attorney, one of those to read it, and that's what sparked a lot of questions. And they did answer them, and they answered them with what we thought was solid answers. We were like, okay, but we did ask them a lot of questions though, because we were all kind of like, okay, like. But now, even still, I feel like I don't know. And honestly, this gets out. This gets out. I speak truth about whatever. Like I don't care what anybody
Yeah.
says.
No,
Oh,
you ain't mentioned anybody, and I'm not, I don't know who you're talking about, and I don't, but I worked for Loud Records, I worked for Rough Riders, I worked for Full Surface, I've worked next to the Dean family, You know, Steve Rifkin, Matty C at Loud. So I understand the business, understand how it goes. That's why I asked if you had an attorney, you know, so present when you signed it. So I mean, but you know, I understand. I don't want to get you in any situation with them, but I understand exactly, you know, how it's supposed to go and what can happen, you know, from here with the information you told me, you know. But you know, that's you know, see if it feels right to you and it flows, you know, make it happen. That's all, you know.
And I'm giving it a chance because me, I'm a benefit of the doubt person. I'm gonna give things chances. But if it's starting off kind of way it is, I know everything has a process, everything has a beginning, you know. But if you have your ducks in a row, you have yourself organized as you made it seem, we wouldn't have like necessarily a quote unquote downtime. We would have an itinerary and we would be
You saying
flowing
record
into this.
yet? You ain't even record nothing yet?
No, that's all we've done. We've been in the studio. That's
Oh,
it.
okay. So y'all been
No
recording.
photos, no anything else. And that's been the issue for me personally, because it's just like, well, even with us asking all these questions and then with how y'all made it seem, we thought that we had it all together just to get here, and we have to still ask for an itinerary or a schedule. That's throwing me off right now. Because if I'm not saying it's going to continue like this. It could pick up and things start aligning, you know. So that's why I'm giving it a chance still. But I'm just saying it's been well, the 12th, yeah, the 12th, the 10th and the 12th of this week actually will make it an entire month. And if all we've still done is just recording, that's gonna throw me off. And you have the nerve to tell us to not perform. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you
Like,
gotta. I mean, I understand that. I understand what they're doing. You know,
I do too.
and I understand exactly what you're saying. You know, so that the performing is like working out. You know, so you need to work out. So either
You're not, if you stop and don't build that muscle no more, it don't go away, but it's just not as sharp. You're not gonna see it.
right.
You're not gonna see the work that you put in for that muscle to pop or for that ab to be toned. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's why I was like, so we're supposed to just sit here and just not perform and then all of a sudden hop right back into performing? No, bro. That's like you being a complete smoker
Mm-hmm.
and then you stop smoking and then try to sing. Your lungs and your diaphragm are weak. You gotta go back into singing lessons just to regain that vocal strength.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, huh? You're gonna hurt yourself.
Yes.
Like, because you're gonna try to strain your voice to get whatever that note is out, but it's gonna hurt you instead of build you. And that's why I've been having the issue, because I'm like, I can be lit every performance. Every performance can be consistent. And I can actually do that because I always have energy. I'm always ready to perform. But at the same time, if it's not consistently, I'm not saying it's going to go downhill, but it may not hit the same, you know? Or people want to, like I said, go from not knowing who we are to having almost like every other mainstream artist story and popping about the blue with this lit ass song, and then everybody knows us. That's not what I envisioned for myself. I mean, God knows what's best. God has his plan too, and it could be what it was meant for me to have. I don't know, but in my heart of hearts, for knowing how I worked and how hard I worked to even move out here, I never saw that as a vision for me. I saw a marathon, you know, Nipsey Hussle. I saw a marathon, and people over time realized, oh, that's the girl from, oh, I saw her perform Nick. And then they can make that connection, and then it could be a bigger connection, like, oh yeah, we seen her at that. Let's talk to her, and you don't know where that can go. That's what I kind of saw for myself. People just making the connection and realizing who I am, and my face becomes familiar. So that way, when big things do pop up, like let's say I perform at Rolling Loud, everybody already knows who it is, whether I'm on a mainstream level or still growing to that level. They still at least know who it is and know of my music before I even become blown up. And that's what I saw for myself. So that's why this down period of time and not having us perform, so we're not technically seeing and stuff like that, I didn't see that for myself. So that's why I'm trying. I do understand it. That's why I'm respecting it, and I'm doing my best to respect it, and not be seen in the scenes performing. But on the flip side, I'm just like,
Too much.
um,
I know.
not it's not sitting right. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a weird situation right now, and that's kind of why my emotions been fluctuating, because it's like,
Yeah, you're
what
you're
do I
away
do?
from home. You're you're in the A living, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not going the way you like. You know, have a little patience. See, they might have all the best intentions in the world for you, and they got something big planned. Let's see. You know.
Well, we got a meeting tomorrow, so we have some saying. I'm still giving it a chance. I'm not going to just, man, forget that, because then I might mess out. You know what I'm saying? Because even if the blessing doesn't come from the label, but comes from something from them, I don't want to cut it off and I miss it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I'm staying patient, giving it a chance. We got a meeting tomorrow. We got a session on Friday. So I'm still here. I'm gonna still be a team player, because at the end of the door open for a reason. I'm out here for a reason. I don't think that I'm not here for no reason and I'm gonna go back home. Well, there ain't nothing back at home but my family, which is no problem. But music wise, ain't nothing back at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I might as
So
well
you
just
gotta
roll on
just
forward
be
and
patient.
move forward
Be patient.
and be
You're
patient.
gonna get it.
That's all I can.
You're gonna get it. You know, and you have something to fall back on. A lot of other artists don't. You know,
That's
so
true.
and they get into situations and they tailspin from there. So that's big. Hey, who do you want to shout out? You know, you want to shout out some people, you know, or anybody that you want to shout out, and then, you know, we just talked about basically what's next. You know, we're waiting to hear what's coming out, you know, on your new situation, your group thing. But we definitely gonna follow you and see what's happening. We're gonna maintain that and see if we can keep up with you.
I want to see what happens next too, guys. I'm waiting just like y'all waiting.
Hey, it could be all right. You know, it could be your blessing, your blessing in disguise. You know that right
Yeah,
there.
you right.
That,
That's why I'm like, you know what, Lord, I'm gonna just be patient. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna just be obedient and be patient and just stay focused. And that's why I just like, I'm gonna just brush off the emotional turmoil, brush off the distraction, brush off whatever the devil's trying to play with my mind about. I'm just gonna woosah
yeah.
and enjoy my time and just be patient and just
That's it.
leave it there.
That's it. That you know, it's gonna work itself out either way. You know, you'll
It is.
have you got your plan B, as you say, your plan B and C. I see
Oh,
you're
I
prepared.
got a whole house ready, so
You're prepared. You're prepared. You know. But yeah, we
got
on you.
me.
We definitely on you. You're on our radar, and our hip hop is definitely gonna be checking you out, following, and watching the progress. You know. Hey, and if you need anything, you know, hit me up, hit us up. You know, hit up Diva, hit up me. You know, to holler. You know, if you have any questions, and on some of this downtime, read your contract. Read it again.
Yeah,
Read it again, just to make sure
definitely.
you know everything in there, because you got to protect your brand too. You're another
Mhm.
brand, so you want to make sure
Exactly.
that's all on point.
And that's why I'm concerned, because I know that. So yeah, you're right. I told myself, let's reread this tomorrow in the morning,
Hmm.
both of them, so we can figure it out.
And make that right. And make that right.
But shout outs, man. First of all, I want to shout out to y'all. I shout out to PSTOCK, man. Shout out to iHipHopTV, Dark Diva, especially Money Militia Entertainment. I appreciate the performance on the 25th. I had a good time. Young Ego World, he's funny as I don't know
Young
what.
Ego, yes.
He's hilarious.
Hmm.
He was cool. He's a really good host, and I appreciate his personality and his heart too. Because not every host is a host, and not every host makes others feel welcome and get them to welcome independent artists and performing and stuff. Because we are not known still necessarily,
Right.
so I appreciate him and shout him out too. And Scallywag Gang, you already know what it is. Scallywag Gang, the biggest is back at home, but all my future Scallywag Gang crews, y'all know what it is. Shout out to y'all for all the love and support.
Yeah, yeah.
First and foremost, God, because I ain't get here by myself. I'm just a vessel, y'all. I'm here for a mission and a purpose, not for paper. Like, but him alone is the biggest shout out. And then my parents for believing in me, my family for believing in me. Even if right now it's a weird and confusing time right now, I know I'm here for a reason, and this is the beginning of a new level that's gonna push me where I'm supposed to be. So
Yeah.
shout out to all of them.
That's big, you know, and definitely keep your lines open for your DMV crew, you know, because in your DMV family or DMV side, because you know those are your fans too, and they probably following and they gonna be your biggest fans and supporters. You blow up out there, you know, DMV is gonna be different. It's gonna feel different. It's gonna be a different feel for you when you go back in there. You know, so
yeah. They were like, oh, she came back from the A and put us on the map.
Yep. You know, let them know. Put Temple Hill on the map. You know, even though
Temple, man, Marlow Heights was good. What's up with y'all?
Yeah, see, so that's big. I know a lot of athletes to come out of there. You know, especially Southern Maryland. You know, I know a lot to come out of there. You know, Ty Lawson and everybody
out there, man. I mean, look at him.
Yeah. Everybody's doing it. So now we got Real and Explicit live in the A, making it happen. There she go. Everybody follow her, check her out. Let everybody know where they can find your Real and Explicit, you know, stuff, where they can go download your music, go stream it, how they want to know.
So you guys can find me on Instagram at Real and Explicit Music. I gotta put my link tree back in my bio, because when you click on that, my website, my music, my other social media is all in that one link. So just follow me right now on Instagram, Real and Explicit Music. If you don't use that, you can follow me on Twitter at Real and Explicit, and then on Facebook it's at Real and Explicit. And then I follow back too, so just check me out and, you know, send me a DM, whatever. I do answer. I'm an active artist. I'm not no artist that's like, okay, no, I like to talk to people. So definitely follow me. I'll follow you back. But the main thing I'm on is Instagram a lot, Real and Explicit Music. And like I said, I'll be sure to put my link tree back in my bio so that you can find my music, because DistroKid kind of set me up, and the way to search me is a little weird. But yeah, definitely follow me there, and, you know, just follow the journey. I'm eventually gonna be dropping my vlog on my YouTube channel too, which is also included on my Linktree link when I post it back in my bio. So just follow the journey, y'all, because I'm trying to follow the journey too.
Yeah, that's big. You know. So yeah, you're on the map. iHipHop has definitely got you on the radar, so we're gonna be following. Like I said, don't hesitate to hit us up or come through and holler.
I appreciate it for sure. I'm always talking to Dark Diva often, so
me too. We was going at it today. We got something new planned. I got to call her tomorrow, and we got to go over some things. You know, so some stuff get ready to go down.
Hey, I'm with it. I can't wait.
Real and Explicit, y'all, check her out. Follow her. We got the anthem by Real and Explicit coming up. Peace.
Fire that shit up, man.
Hey, and now it's time to turn the heat on. The beat tremble when I hop on. Finally seen him get your popcorn. It's showtime, turn the lights on. I'm in my prime time while others buying time. I see the birdies, they flying by. Now they wanna send me high fives. My niggas send me fast by. You don't want no smoke with me, so I'm not even gonna pop it. If you got a problem with ass, we get added up and then solve it. I don't really need the entourage, and all of y'all smoking on sausage jars. If they thinking I'ma turn my back on y'all, cause I would never even turn my back on y'all, bitch. I am the capital, they are the lowercase. My struggle I try to embrace, but I'm ready for something to break. If you play with me, I'ma break your face. A lot of y'all ain't got nothing on me, so you can never even win this race. And yes, I am back, and yes, I am better. Man, fuck it, better, I do this shit better.
Life ain't been no Christmas fair, so I'm walking out on the glass floors. I've been sitting out on the outside, now they waiting for the encore.
I ain't looking for no handout. In the crowd since I stand out, and you better run now, or it's a man down. Hey, I've been just swagging the sound. My niggas, they carry that house, and I'm beating the muscle. I run on my hustle, please put on the muzzle. You talking that mumble, not talking about no rap. These niggas been on cap. Ayy, I hop in and hop out, and this is a melody, no clout. Ayy, I've been moving on the move. Ain't no time to get lazy. I'm in the back smoking hazy, dashboard hitting on 80, baby. Ha, this music shit is my baby. Even the vision gets shady. And they tryna, but they can never replace me. Real Explicit is the vibe. Had to get rid of the spice. The servers we film them lies. I'm tryna keep God in my eyes, cause all I want is the prize. Overcrowded in my head. The audience driving me crazy. Like I said, ain't no time to get lazy. I've been climbing to the top, so they know that I got it on lock. My throne, my crown, my team, my position. Yeah, I got them on live, don't fuck with these peons. And the ones that don't speak on. Only hang with Decepticons. Check the scoreboard and put my shooters on, bitch. I am the one who they looking for. I am the one who they looking for. I am the one who they looking for. Yes, I am the one who they looking for. Yes, I am the one who they looking for. I am the one who they looking for. I am the one who they looking for. Check the scoreboard and put my shooters on.
That was Real and Explicit, the anthem, y'all. It's hot. You got to check it out. Follow her. She's coming up. She's making it happen. Made that move to the A. She's doing it. You know, definitely follow her, subscribe, smash the like button. You know, subscribe to the channel. A lot of stuff coming up. A lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff to check out. A lot of great interviews, some great music, great artists. You definitely want to be there. You want to check it out. You want to catch it all. You know, I'm PSTOCK, the host. This has been One-on-One, iHipHopTV. Peace.
iHipHopTV. Ladin 19, what up, what up? Follow that. That's ALUDDIN 19. Shout out to PSTOCK and Aladdin 19, man. Check out iHipHopTV.com.
This is your man PSTOCK, the host of iHipHopTV.